friends, in today's video I'm going to be doing a craft project, and full disclosure, I did get the original idea for this off of Pinterest, like most people do, I think, but I am going to give this my own personal twist and have fun creating this project, and hopefully you will get inspired to create something similar. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this book. This is one of those Reader's Digest books, and I believe I got this at a garage sale or something years ago, a couple years ago, because I loved the cover. I thought the cover was so pretty, and so I want to use this book as a display item. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a gnome garden, or aka fairy garden, but I'm going to be using a gnome instead of a fairy, inside this book. So join me as I do this little project, and we'll see how it turns out. So the first step in this gnome garden is you have to cut a indentation, I guess you want to say, indentation down into the book that you will be building the fairy garden on. Now this book, like I said, I love the cover, but it is a little bit thick for what I need for my purposes. So I'm trying to decide if I want to cut some of these pages out. But I won't need to cut too much out, I don't think. Maybe about this much. So I think I am going to carefully cut some of these pages out. Alright, I will save these pages that I cut out for other projects. There's been times when I wished I had some, printed paper and didn't, so now I have it. So now the next thing you need to do is, like I said, you have to cut an indentation in the book. And so I've got these are from a cutting system that I used to use when I did scrapbooking. And so I'm not sure if I want to use the biggest one or if I want to use probably this one is what I'll use. And so I'm going to use my cutting blades. I'm just going to cut around and around and around and cut out, well, I don't know, maybe 1/4 of an inch down into the book. Alright, I think that's as deep as I want it to be, and it doesn't have to be perfect because pretty much all of this is going to wind up being covered up anyway. So the next thing I want to do is I want to kind of Mod Podge these pages together, all except for the edges, because the edges are kind of going to be curled up. So I'm going to kind of work on curling these edges up. But I'm going to put some Mod Podge around the edges of these pages. So I'm going to put something kind of to weigh down these edges, and I'm going to let this dry. And so when I'm ready to go on to the next step, I'll bring you back. So the glue is pretty dry, and the way I'm going to curl these edges up is just I'm going to keep like fanning them up. If I sound congested, that's because I am. I don't know if I'm getting a cold or if it's allergies or what, but woke up with a runny nose this morning and I just keep getting more and more congested, so we'll see. We'll see what the day brings, but other than being congested and a little bit sneezy, I don't feel too bad. So anyway, those look pretty good. So I'm letting my hot glue gun heat up, and after it gets warmed up, I'm going to take some of this floral moss and I'm going to hot glue a bed of floral moss down on this oval. I also have this gnome door that I'm going to hot glue like that onto the book, and then I'm going to build my scene around that. But that's the first two things I'm going to do. Is I'm going to put some moss down, and then I'm going to hot glue this door in the middle. But I got to let my hot glue gun heat up first. I also picked up this little stone path and this little chair from the Dollar General, and I'm going to go ahead and hot glue those in place. So before I start, decorating this more, I want to add some ribbon. And I just have this ribbon that I think I got from Walmart. I'm not sure. It was either Walmart or Dollar Tree. And then I have this little key. This was actually part of my stash from when I used to do a lot of scrapbooking. So I'm going to go ahead and attach the ribbon to the book and then have the key kind of dangling out the front. It's kind of like the key that unlocked the story of this gnome's little hidden doorway into his home. So now I'm just going to go ahead and continue decorating this. I've got some ivy, some fake ivy that I'm going to use. I've got some of these little tiny mushrooms that I'm going to use. I've got some of these faux moss stones. I'm not sure if I'm going to use any of these, but I might. And then I've got some florals. I got these little lavenders. I've got these. I'm not sure I'm going to use these or not. And then I've got some white, like baby's breath, that I'll probably use as well. So I'm just going to go ahead and put you into fast motion as I finish creating this little gnome scene. Friends, here it is, completely done, and I think it turned out so cute. It's what I had in mind, kind of had a vision of this. It's quite similar to the original, but I did change it up a bit, and I think I added more character to mine, and I just think it turned out so cute. Got the little bluebird sitting on the chair. Back over here behind the ivy is a little rabbit hiding. And then I've got a little pile of rocks over there. You saw me making the rocks, but I didn't video me putting them in place. And then I added some rock here at the base of the little path. But I'm loving it. I think it's adorable, and I'm glad I got my inspiration off of Pinterest. And this is where I decided to display it. It's in my family room on that little round table right by my chair where I sit and enjoy my coffee and listen to my Bible app every morning. So it's right there where I can look at it and enjoy it every single day. And I decided to go ahead and add some fairy lights to it, just to add some light, because I love adding light to a lot of my projects. Thanks so much for watching, friends. If you enjoyed this video and if you liked this project, give me a thumbs up, and we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.